Hello all, welcome to our channel. In the last video, we have talked about some of the features of SiWx917. In this video also, we'll continue to talk about some of the features. So, we mentioned that SI917 has two processors in the chip, right? One is the wireless subsystem processor, which is a thread arc processor, and the second one is the application processor, which is ARM Cortex M4. So the wireless subsystem processor can work up to a speed of 160 MHz, whereas application processor can work up to a speed of 180 MHz. Actually, these are very high speeds, right? And basically, Wi-Fi is IEEE 801 standard, right? So this particular chipset, as it is a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chipset, Wi-Fi perspective, it supports IEEE 802.11b, IEEE 802.11g, and IEEE 802.11n, and IEEE 802.11ax. AX is the sixth generation of Wi-Fi, which we call Wi-Fi 6, and that is what is supported in SI917. Now, when we are talking about the Wi-Fi and 802.11 AX, we actually have to talk about something called MCS0 to MCS7. That is actually the modulation coding scheme, which actually determines the data rate, or which talks about the data rate in the Wi-Fi 6 chip. So here is a table. On the left we have MCS rate and the corresponding modulation. So MCS 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can see the kind of modulation related to the MCS 0 to 7. And this particular SiWg917 supports up to 20 MHz and single stream basically. So that means when we see this MCS7 table, it determines the data rate, and you can see the corresponding data rate of up to 86 Mbps is supported in MCS7, which is the highest data rate. So, based on the spatial streams, the further other chips in the market might support, but SI917 supports 1x1 stream, single stream, and with 20 MHz spacing. So that's the support that SI917 has. Going further, as we talked about the 802.11 AX, so one of the important feature of 802.11 AX, or as we go on to the next generation Wi-Fi chipsets, the lowest power consumption is the biggest advantage. So for these chipsets, there is something called TWT, which is called target wake up time. So this actually is one of the important feature of Wi-Fi 6. We'll talk about the feature in next videos, but to give a glimpse of what it is, basically it is the time for which a device can be in sleep mode, and then it wakes up based on the data that is available on the wireless interface, and again it can go to the sleep mode. So the kind of intervals that the device can be in sleep is all talked about in target wake up time. We'll talk in detail on this later. And more people are interested in what is the power that is supported by any wireless chipset, because that is the ultimate thing, right? So there are chips available in the market which supports 10 dBm, and this particular SI917 on Wi-Fi supports up to 20 dBm, and the BLE output power is up to 19.5 dBm. This particular chipset, one of the advantages, it has integrated power amplifier. So that means when you are using this chipset in your application, you don't need to have an additional power amplifier on the output, worry about the matching, the tuning, and power supplies, all these you need not worry, right? Just integrate this with the output suggested components, and and this makes your design easy, right? So it's always an advantage. And one important and very typical rating that we see with this chipset, generally we see either 1.8 to 3.6 as a range for the chipsets, especially the MCUs and all. This particular SiWx917 SoC has as a typical ratings, actually, something interesting, which has a lower side of 1.71 and higher side of 3.63. So when we are going to talk about, or when we are going to work on this particular board at a later point, we will see how it is behaving. So very interesting voltage specification, right? So this is a little glimpse of some of the features of 917. We will talk about 917 features in the upcoming videos. Please post if you have any questions. Thank you.